Wow.
Well, you know what? We have a lot of funnies. But this particular one that we talked about, same team, somewhere around that time. And it was actually one of my first calls on that team. Again, I was number 2 on a warrant service on a gangbangers, and it was above a store. And when we do the briefing, I was just a regular operator. Our gun team sergeant looked at the paperwork and they got to make sure it's kosher, it's legit. Address is good. This is the numbers. This is the surveillance that they have. They're inside. They can hear, whatever. And which sometimes we take it with a grain of salt, some of the information. But we stuck on the door. I got the distraction device, in my hand. I'm ready to deploy it, for our entry. And I was number 2. Door goes in. Well, actually, we're staging on the door, and I'm listening, and we're all listening. And sometimes you'll hear a different type of music, but I'm hearing some Newfoundland music, like East Coast music, and guys laughing, and we're looking at each other, and like we're making all these and the sergeant says, "Yeah,
The address
all
checks.
right." So door goes in. I throw the distraction device. There was a wall right in front of the entrance, so it hits the wall, comes back right at my feet. I go like
a flashbang?
Yeah, it's a flashbang, a distraction device. So I'm like, and it happens sometimes. So it's not something that's we're gonna like, okay, Shawnee's out of the lineup. No, you just like hold your breath, and then in you go. And we went in, and it was just a bunch of guys from Newfoundland on the East Coast. And they got up, and there's beer everywhere, and glasses are smashing. And they got up, and they started swinging at us, and like really took like they put up. They thought, well, let's go, and they're going, and I'll never forget like we. So all right, well this is it's on, right? So we take them, and I remember I ended up in the kitchen with my godfather. And we ended up with a couple of guys, and obviously towards the end, they're they're gonna lose, right?
Sure.
And then just when all the dust settled, like it's almost like those Looney Tune cartoons. You got this big cloud of smoke, and you see arms popping up.
Yeah.
That's what it was for probably about like 2 minutes, till all the dust settled. When the dust settles, noses are here and ears are here, and we call in the tactical medics to come look after these guys, and we sit them on the couch. And I remember the investigators came in, and the sergeant came in. And they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And and I'm like, "Well, they started swinging. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, turtle will run out. Like, okay, game on, right?" And it turns out that the address was legit, but on the warrant, so it was all kosher, but they had the wrong address. So, and I remember these guys, they were like, they were looking at us and saying, "Oh, boy, I never got a beating like this in my lifetime in Toronto." And then, pardon my East Coast accent, but it was funny. And they were like, we brushed them off, clean them up, make sure everything was clean, put the beer back on the table. I even think that the investigators bought another couple of 2-4 to put on the bench, just and they said, "Oh, it's okay, boys.
Did right by them.
Yeah, you have a good night, and God bless you, and whatever." And that's what they're telling us, right? And we're like, "Oh, we're really sorry."
That's brilliant.
But